can download the answer in the video for free, link in the description. For Sprite Stacking in Godot, we will create our own Stacked Sprite node, create a new scene with the node 2D as the core, right click, rename it to Stacked Sprite, then go to scene save as, and save it, then select the node and add a script. Inside the script, we will establish a tool. Adding this to the script will make it run inside the Godot editor, which will allow us to view any changes to the Stacked Sprite without needing to run it in the game. We will then establish a class name. This will make the scene available to search and add from in the add node window. Additionally, the name we put next to class name is what we search for inside the add node window. We will then add 6 export variables for the various properties of this node. Doing export will make the properties editable from the right, allowing us to alter the sprite within Godot. Texture is the image that the sprite is using. Sprite h-frames is the amount of h-frames that the image has. Vertical spacing is the space vertically between each sprite node being stacked. Sprite rotation is the rotation of the overall stacked sprite node, while taking into account the effect 3D. Spin sprite defines whether we want the sprite to spin. This is mostly intended for checking if the image looks good from all angles, without needing to slowly increment the sprite rotation variable. And spin speed is how fast the stacked sprite will rotate. We will then create a custom function that will generate the stacked sprite. Inside the stacked sprite's function, we will first check if there are any children, meaning that we are refreshing the image. If so, then we will search through every child node and call queue_free to remove them. This will allow us to then re-add all the stacked sprite images without having the old stacked sprite images in the way. Then we check if there is no texture set. If so, we will push a warning that the texture has not been assigned. Push warning simply prints a warning message inside of Godot's built-in debugger. Then we call return to skip all the code below. Then to create the stacked sprite, we will search through the range of h-frames with the made-up variable of I being equal to the frame that we are up to. As if h-frames were to equal 2, then I would equal 0, go through all the code in the for loop. Then I would equal 1, go through all the code in the for loop, and the for loop would complete. If h-frames were to equal more, then it would continue. Inside the for loop, we create a variable to store the new sprite node that we are creating. This is because we are going to create a sprite node for each layer in the stack. Then we set the texture of the sprite, then its h-frames, and for its frame, we set it to I, as that is the layer that we are up to in the stack. For the vertical position, we set it to -I multiplied by the vertical spacing. We make I negative, as negative is upwards inside of Godot, whereas positive is downward. And then we grab the function addChild, use call deferred, and pass the stacked sprite node that we want to add to the scene. AddChild will add the node that we created as a child of the stacked sprite node, which we use call deferred to ensure that there is no crashes due to certain potential dependencies in your code. Basically, scripts that are trying to grab non-existent nodes. To spin and rotate the stacked sprite, inside the physics process function, we will check if the child count is more than 0, meaning that we have generated the stacked sprite. Then we iterate through all the children, using the variable of I to hold the reference of the child node that we are up to. We will then check if we are spinning the sprite or not. If we are, then we add delta multiplied by the spin speed to the node's rotation degrees, which delta will ensure that the rotation is frame rate independent, as delta represents the amount of real-world time since the previous frame. Else, if we are not spinning the sprite, then we will set the rotation degrees to the sprite rotation variable. The reason why we change the individual stacked sprite image's rotation degrees is to achieve the fake 3D rotation effect, as otherwise if you were to just rotate the node directly, it wouldn't take into account the vertical layering of each stack, causing the illusion of depth to be lost. Now to have the stacked sprite generate inside the Godot editor and when running the game, but when we run the game, we can simply call the stacked sprite function inside the built-in ready function. As for generating inside the Godot editor, we require some way to refresh the sprite in the case of certain changes, without the need of closing the scene and reopening it, relying on the ready function. To do this, we can create an export tool button, which is a button on the right that we can press to activate a function within the script. Export tool button will create the button, with the string in brackets being the text displayed on the button. Then we need to give it a variable name, which can be whatever you like. Then we make it equal to a function, which for this tutorial we will just run the stacked sprite function. However, if you would like, you can add more lines of code after this to run more code when pressing the button. An example of using the stacked sprite node is to press the plus to add a node. Search for the stacked sprite node we created. Keep in mind that the name that we search for is the class name that we defined earlier. Once added to the scene, we can then set the texture to the chair image that you can download for free, link in the description. To stop the sprite from being blurry, we will set the texture filter to nearest as we're using pixel art. We'll then set the amount of h-frames for the sprite, which for me is 17. Then the vertical spacing between each layer of the stacked sprite. We can also set the rotation or enable spin rotation. And to generate the sprite or refresh it with changes made to the export variables, simply press the stacked sprite button. Keep in mind that for rotation and spin rotation, you don't require pressing the stacked sprite button to refresh. This is because these variables are applied during the physics process function, which runs constantly within the Godot editor, unlike the ready function or button that we exported. Now you have a custom stacked sprite node that you can add to any of your 2D Godot projects, and don't forget the project files, link in the description.